Senator Bob Packwood breaks his vow and talks about the charges against him.
Seattle investigators are optimistic an arrest could end the arson scare.
And we'll expose the charm of northern exposure.
Newsroom 6 at 11 is next.
No matter how you say "Be My Valentine," you'll find more ways to say it and show it at Fred Meyer.
You know all that seafood you love at Red Lobster? Well, we've just lowered our prices with 15 dinners from $6.95 to $9.95, like our shrimp sampler, just $7.95. You know, with our new lower prices, you're gonna love Red Lobster even more.
Introducing the new Subaru Impreza horizontally opposed engine. This configuration helps give a lower center of gravity for exceptional cornering, a technology we share with the Porsche 911 and not with the Honda Civic.
You're watching KOIN TV. Now, live from KOIN Center, Mike Donahue, Shirley Hancock, Randy Querin with weather, and Ed Whelan with sport. The Northwest's most experienced news team. This is Newsroom 6.
Good evening, I'm Shirley Hancock.
And I'm Mike Donahue. Oregon Senator Bob Packwood broke his own promise tonight and discussed the sexual charges women are making against him.
Packwood told a Baker City crowd he'd rather be tried in court than face the Senate Ethics Committee, since courts have a time limit for harassment complaints. Elisa Kaiser, just back from LeGrand, reports that even in friendly Eastern Oregon, there were protests.
Nearly 50 protesters met Bob Packwood in LeGrand. This visit to Eastern Oregon comes as 13 more women accuse Packwood of unwanted sexual advances, bringing the total to 23. Aides are keeping Packwood's schedule under wraps, telling only local media. But these people found out.
In the Senate, it's an old boys network, and Packwood has really shown that it's okay for an old boy to abuse the women of this country or any women, and that just shouldn't stand up in America. And that's why I'm outraged, and I think a lot of people here tonight are as well.
A handful came with letters of support.
I think it's great he's here, and I support him 100%. The people that are coming forth, I think, are a little bit too late. They should have done it when they did it.
As the senator's motorhome approached, LeGrand's mayor said Packwood invited himself to this annual dinner and calls the visit disruptive.
Personally, I think it's a debacle, him coming to this banquet. I wish he had stayed away and not turned it into a media and a political football.
The senator was quickly ushered into the Chamber of Commerce dinner, past shouting demonstrators and reporters, into a closed-door dinner reception. Earlier in the day, in Baker City, a woman disrupted Packwood as he tried to speak.
Senator, I can't believe that you would come here to Eastern Oregon and not expect us to question you about the sexual harassment charges against you.
At the Chamber of Commerce Forum, people were instructed not to ask questions about sexual misconduct allegations facing Bob Packwood. But this woman wanted to know anyway.
I voted for this man, and I want to know what he has to say about it. As an Oregonian who voted for you, I'm disappointed in your leadership.
I would much rather this be tried in court. In court, there's a 2-year statute of limitations.
Yes.
And complaints from 10, 20, 25 years ago cannot be considered. The Senate Ethics Committee can.
Others in the crowd were quickly changing the subject after that exchange. Packwood will continue his Eastern Oregon tour tomorrow with an early meeting in LeGrand and then on to the Dalles. Mike and Shirley.
Thank you. Elisa Kaiser reporting tonight, just back from Eastern Oregon.
2 Packwood accusers who went public this weekend today called a news conference in Portland to talk about their experiences. Gillian Butler says Packwood kissed her against her wishes twice when she worked as a desk clerk at a Portland motel. Lois Kincaid recalls an encounter with the senator at a political fundraiser 22 years ago.
He was approaching me from the back, but I didn't feel like I had any reason to be alarmed. And all of a sudden, without a word, he grabbed me from the back. I swirled around, and I guess he could tell from my expression that I was not pleased. So he backed off and he mumbled some kind of an apology and left the room without...
The two women plan to tell their stories to the Senate Ethics Committee. They say they worry about deals Packwood might make with senators on the committee. Gloria Steinem, in town for a book signing and lecture, took time tonight to express support for the women accusing Senator Packwood. The publisher of Ms. Magazine applauded the women who have come forward with their stories.
I support the women who have brought these complaints. I believe the women who have brought these complaints, just as I believed Anita Hill. In my experience, women do not come forward with these kinds of complaints unless they are true. The penalty is just too great.
Steinem met with members of the group calling for Packwood's ouster, Oregonians for Ethical Representation. She also talked with two of Packwood's accusers, Julie Williamson and Mary Heffernan. Steinem pledged to support them when they testify to the Senate Ethics Committee.
A shooting at America's largest hospital tonight is prompting calls for improved security at all hospital emergency rooms. A gunman shot 3 doctors at Los Angeles County USC Medical Center tonight. All 3 remain in critical condition. Police say the man was heavily armed.
Had a .44 Magnum revolver, a .380 auto, a rifle with a sawed-off stock, and a hunting knife about 10 inches in length overall.
The gunman took 2 women hostages in a first-floor room. A police SWAT team surrounded the area and began telephone negotiations, and 5 hours later, the man surrendered, releasing his hostages shaken but unharmed. Authorities identified the gunman as Demisio Torres, a former patient who was upset with the treatment he's received there the last 12 years.
Oregon State Senator Peg Jolan today resigned her seat effective March 8th. Jolan quit over controversy surrounding her felony conviction for election law violations. She says she resigned for the good of the system. She told our Craig Cheatham she did not want to give up the fight.
And I just felt that I was simply beating my head against the proverbial wall by trying to fight a fight that I probably would not win.
Under pressure from Republicans, last week the senator from Cottage Grove resigned her position as chair of a Senate committee. A group of constituents started a petition drive to recall her.
His White House under attack for bungling the Attorney General appointment. President Clinton today tried to change the subject to the economy. He used a photo op to leak the news that he's asked Congress to extend unemployment benefits another 26 weeks. His spokesman said the president decided not to freeze Social Security cost of living increases, but still might raise taxes on Social Security benefits. Clinton abolished 30 jobs at the Council on Environmental Quality today. He gave the EPA administrator a seat on his cabinet.
The days of photo op environmentalism are over. The Competitiveness Council is closed, and so is the back door the polluters used to be able to get out.
Clinton says the economy is short 3 million jobs. Still to come from the newsroom, Bill Walton. Remember him? He made the Hall of Fame. Ed will tell you more in the sports segment.
In Seattle, arson investigators think they've got their man.
And stay tuned as we expose the special magic of northern exposure.
Ask little Janie where to find the world's best berries, and she'll say, right on top of Mama's shortcake. Ask Mom or Dad, and they might not be so sure. Fact is, you don't have to search the world for the plumpest, juiciest berries. They're grown right here in our own backyard in hundreds of Oregon berry fields. Producing succulent berries of the highest quality requires lush, fertile soil and the right climate. That's what makes Oregon the world's #1 producer of many of your favorite berries. A message from Northwest farmers growing for the world.
The quotes are in on the all-new Geo Prism. A look that easily surpasses Honda's best efforts to date. A handsomely styled, roomy, refined sedan. A best buy. But the most impressive quote of all may be the one you get from your Chevrolet Geo dealer.
If this morning's breakfast deal leaves you craving a real meal, you should wake up to Caro's, where good value means great food. Enjoy our weekday power breakfast, complete meals with hash browns or waffles, fresh fruit and more. 8 choices, always fresh, cooked to order and only $2.99. Or exciting new country skillet breakfasts from $3.99. So don't start your day like this when you can wake up to great values at Caro's.
The moons come for the stars. The snows come for the sun. And the gambles come for the hotels, the restaurants, the shows, etc. Especially the etc.
A judge in Everett, Washington today arraigned a man described as a fire buff. He may have practiced his habit over a two-county area. 27-year-old Paul Kenneth Keller was charged with setting 3 fires in Everett, Snohomish, and Mount Lake Terrace. Authorities also link him to as many as 75 of 100 arsons since August. Fire investigators who know Keller say he has a fascination with the tools and techniques of firefighting. Investigators say Keller would often show up at fires, tracking them with portable scanners.
Facing a Michigan ban next month, Dr. Jack Kevorkian today assisted in his 12th suicide, his 3rd in 5 days. Kevorkian helped a multiple sclerosis patient commit suicide when she pulled a clip that released carbon monoxide into her lungs. Kevorkian has been besieged by people asking for his help in their deaths before that March 30th ban, but his attorney denies he is stepping up the pace.
NBC News admits it used incendiary devices in a test crash of General Motors pickups. GM is suing the network while consumer groups are demanding a recall of the pickups. The automaker today used videotape, photographs, and models to claim the test was rigged with a faulty gas cap and 2 toy rocket motors. NBC admits it did not tell viewers about the sparking devices, but insists it used them only to simulate sparks. The network contends a filament in the broken headlamp ignited the fuel.
GM is hoping to end the sensationalism and distortions appearing in the mass media.
Ralph Nader calls GM's lawsuit a smokescreen to hide its faulty pickups. Faced with an expected $23 billion loss for last year, the automaker say its legal advisors will sue the media for the first time.
35 cars were towed in Portland today. The first day, drivers needed proof of car insurance. When police stop a vehicle for a traffic violation, they can now ask the driver to produce a driver's license, vehicle registration, and proof of liability insurance. Now, if you don't have them, the officer will order a tow. The only way to recover it is by going to the records division at the Justice Center with proof of insurance. You'll be responsible for towing and storage fees. The city will pay for the tow of insured vehicles during the first 6 months. Your agent can provide you with proof of insurance.
Still to come, a trip to Sicily, Alaska.
And Ed puts on the dog to show you the most beautiful pets in the land. That and all the day sports coming up next.
He's your humble host.
The views expressed by the host on this show make more sense than anything anybody else out there on the air anywhere is saying about anything. Thanks.
Love him, hate him, watch him. Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh, tonight at 11:30.
Trying to work at home and remodel sounds simple on paper, but on paper you don't breathe sawdust, step on nails, and hear the pounding. I've got to finish writing my article. I have to make the best use of my time. Luckily, I've got some help from US West. The yellow pages, second line from my computer so I can send revisions to my editor. Hello? Oh, you got them. I loved it. It was wonderful. But you want to make a few cuts? No, not you. Okay, by 5. I've got a US West additional line for my fax. Yeah, I've got the plans for the cabinets right here. Good. There's nothing set in concrete? Well, almost nothing. US West really helps me make better use of my time. The article's done, and the house is finally coming together. Dinner here? Oh, sure, if you've got a hard hat and a tetanus shot.
US West, making the most of your time.
My family has worked this land for over 100 years. It's a great way of life. But growing grass seed in the 90s is a whole new ballgame. Today's grass seed grower operates a complex business that competes worldwide. We're working to develop new products, like better grasses for pasture and lawn turf that requires less water. We sponsor research to protect our soils and increase our productivity. No, farming's not like it used to be. But one thing is the same, our love for the land. Northwest Farmers, we're growing for the world.
Newsroom 6 Sports is brought to you by First Interstate Bancorp.
Ed joins us, and he has stories tonight about some of the NBA's big men making news.
The NBA's big men. We have some of the big dogs and the big people in the dog show tonight. Hello, everybody. Nice seeing you again. The Blazers took the day off to lick their wounds. They're back on the practice floor tomorrow morning. The Blazers don't play again until Friday night against the Slippers down in Smogsville. From the league tonight, Shaq and company are in Utah. Shaq dunked over Man Mountain Eaton and bounced Tyrone Corbin into the seats. The Magic led by 1-1. All Utah from there, though. Stockton to Mailman Malone on the old pick and roll. It was a hammer dunk. Utah over the Magic 108-96. So the Mailman takes care of Shaq, and the Lakers beat lowly Dallas in overtime. The Bullets over Houston, and the Knicks beat Philly in overtime. Congratulations to Manute Bol, whose wife had a 5-pound baby girl today. The big redhead, Bill Walton, has been elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Of course, Walton led the Blazers to the '77 title and is regarded as the best passing big man ever. Dr. J, Julius Erving, The Bell, Walt Bellamy, Dan Issel, Calvin Murphy, and UCLA four-time All-American Ann Mars will also be inducted on May 10th. From college ball, the California Bears fired coach Lou Campanelli tonight. This after he led Cal to its best record in 30 years last season. North Medford's the new #1 ranked team in the state. 3 teams from the west side are right behind. Here's the second 5. Cleveland and Grants are tied. Grants Pass are tied for 10th. Lake Oswego is back on top of the girls' rankings, and Lake Ridge and Oregon City play tomorrow night. No change from last week in the 6 through 10 slots. Tonight, the entire sporting world was mesmerized by the Westminster Dog Show. Everything was going okay until one of the out-of-shape athletes ran into her pooch and went down like a ton of bricks. I think she had on the wrong kind of shoes. The dog turned around and said, "Woof." Okay, it was the annual Banquet of Champions out at Jansen Beach for the first time. The Haywood Award was split according to gender. Dan O'Brien, the world champion decathlete from Klamath Falls, is a repeat winner, and Shari Knight, Oregon State's nationally acclaimed gymnast, wins the women's division. The great Nolan Ryan was in town today. Nike honored Ryan by naming a building after him, and they also had a sculpture done. It looks like a cross between the recycling bin and the Terminator. But when you take a close look at it, it's a bunch of knickknacks that symbolizes Ryan's career.
You know, strikeout Ks, throwing heat. You know, this is sort of the sinew, the Texas leather, 100-mile-an-hour fastballs.
You look back and you look like looking at this piece and seeing all the things that have been involved in my career. It's kind of mind-boggling the amount of time that's gone by and the things that have happened.
Where's the art? The 46-year-old Ryan begins his 27th season in the majors when the Rangers open spring training in a couple of weeks. Finally, pool and darts are out as the fad of New York City taverns. They've been replaced by bowling. They have to wear helmets in this version of the bowling they do back there in New York City. What we have here is human bowling. Players cram themselves into 110-pound metal frame balls and roll each other into 5-foot-high padded pins. It's the latest craze in New York City, and in typical New York fashion, players are booed who don't score strikes. This stuff is invented by the same outfit that came up with Velcro wall jumping. You can get into human bowling for $2,600. You get that big ball, and you get the helmet, and you get the 5 pads with the pins with the pads.
You wouldn't see Nolan Ryan doing that.
Well, if the price is right.
Maybe.
It rained today in the strangest places. Downpours in Los Angeles, Phoenix, and Las Vegas.
Let's check in with Randy Querin if he thinks it's headed our way. Randy?
You know what I think? I think Los Angeles is one of the strangest places even when it's not raining. I've been there, you know. Let's take a look at the satellite. You can see all of that rain that was in California is now moving into Arizona and such. A little bit of it is breaking off to the north, moving up through our direction. In fact, most of it now is to the north of us around Olympia. We are seeing, we're waiting for the next little spurt from right here, and then here's another system developing to wheel through later on in the week. So now we're into a cloudier, wetter pattern than we saw this past weekend. And it was very pleasant, wasn't it? At 11 p.m., this is what we're looking at. Cloudy skies, temperature is 47, wind is southeast at 13, barometer quite low, 29.57, but going up. You can see the precipitation now, as I said, has moved up to Olympia. We had a trace amount at the Portland airport in the last 6 hours, Salem and Eugene, also reporting less than 1/10 of an inch. Today's high was 55, not too bad, 47 in the Dalles and in Eugene. And did anybody hit 60 today? Well, they did in Hoquiam up in the state of Washington. Here's tonight's forecast. A few scattered showers here and there throughout the state. Showers of snow east of the mountains. We've had some reports around the Redmond area of snow flurries tonight. Looks like we get down to about 28 in Bend and 30 in Klamath Falls. Tomorrow, Salem 55. Bend 38, Roseburg 55, and you can see a lot of those areas with some raindrops in the forecast. I don't think it's going to be a big storm or a big swamping or anything, but it'll definitely be a little bit wet around the U.S. Again, big storm system moving from California through the deserts of the Southwest. Winter storm warnings in effect for the southern mountains of Utah, northern Arizona, southern Colorado. Snow advisory in effect for northern Nevada. They've had 2 inches of snow in Ely, Nevada, and almost 4 inches of rain in Beaumont, California in the last 24 hours. Cold air over central Canada is dropping south. It'll be in North Dakota by noon, northwestern Minnesota by afternoon for tomorrow. Here's what the forecast looks like for Tuesday. Great Falls, some snow. Boise, 41 with showers. Minneapolis, a high of 33. I'll be back in a moment with your local forecast. Stay right there.
Here are some more firsts where First Interstate Bank just can't help you. But there are firsts where First Interstate can be a big help, like helping you fix up your house to make it the home you really want. We'll do everything possible to help you with that. And because there's so many times when no one can help you, when it comes to banking, come to First Interstate Bank, and we'll go out of our way to help you, as long as we can.
Some people think all the trees in Oregon's national forests will be logged. If you're concerned about what will happen to Oregon's trees, the truth is nearly 1/2 of our vast national forest lands are protected forever in wilderness, wildlife, and recreation areas. These trees will never be harvested. Oregon will always have national forests preserved for future generations. Oregon will never grow out of trees.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's time to go play in the snow. Because it's time for the Dakota Midwinter Blowout, featuring the mid-size Dodge Dakota 4x4 Club Cab. An available 230 horsepower Magnum V8 makes it a real snow thrower. And we can throw in almost $3,200 in total savings, too. Right now, our selection is big, but it won't last long. So get to the Dakota Midwinter Blowout now, before it blows out of town. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Some unknown long-distance companies are promising you fax connections as fast as AT&T's. But a promise isn't a guarantee. And AT&T's advanced network guarantees your faxes won't get blocked, so they'll connect on the first try. Or we'll credit you if you're not satisfied with any fax that doesn't. It's your choice. Faxes that'll save you time, guaranteed. Or some other company that could be sending you the wrong signal.
The AT&T Best in the Business Guarantee. Call for details.
High pressure over the northwest has now pushed well up into Canada, and what that's doing is pulling the clouds up in that direction too. So normally a system like this would roll right across the top of us, but a lot of the energy is being pulled away from us. So as a result, we will see an increase in the cloud cover and some occasional sprinkles, but not a big downpour like we often see this time of the year in February. Here's the forecast for tonight in the Portland metropolitan area. Cloudy with a chance of rain, 30% here and there overnight. Low of 44 with a wind continuing from the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday looks like this, another gray, cloudy day with a chance of rain increasing, but still only to 50%. High of 52, southeast wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And your 5-day look all the way to Saturday. Saturday looks like a nice day. Wednesday looks dry. And in between here and there, we're going to have clouds and we're going to have some showers. But I don't think we're going to have a day where it just starts out in the morning wet and rains all day long. Not this week. Maybe next week.
Stop that east wind. We might get more rain.
That should diminish by tomorrow.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When Northern Exposure premiered in 1990 as a summer replacement, some doubted the quirky show would last. But 3 years and 19 Emmy nominations later, the series emerged as a top 10 program. For the next 4 Monday nights, Elisa Kaiser is going to take you behind the cameras into fictional Sicily, Alaska, where eccentric is the norm.
Ready? And quiet, please. And action. Hey, Ed. Hello, Dr. Fleischman.
There's no shortage of action on the set of Northern Exposure. This is the soundstage in Redmond, Washington, where the show's interiors are filmed.
Thank you, Dr. Fleischman.
The series is an original with grit. Some actors fit their parts off-screen, rejecting the trappings of TV stardom, like Darren Burroughs, who plays Ed. The actor with Native American heritage is unfazed by fame.
I don't know, not much has changed for me. I pay my rent. That's a change. Yeah, and I've held this job longer than I've ever held a job. I have an old car. It cost me $2,400 or something. Old Chevy El Camino. And
We shot our cast interviews for Northern Exposure here on the set. This is Maggie's kitchen. It's a little disheveled, and she has an eclectic decorating style. This is the multicolored Afghan in her living room. The people who work on the show say it's important that they shoot here in the Pacific Northwest because it adds the flavor they're looking for.
being so far from L.A., they just kind of turned us all loose and let us run wild. So we just had a lot of fun. There was no pressure or anything like that.
And action.
Hello, Joel. 74-year-old Peg Phillips plays Ruth Ann. She just started acting 8 years ago. Phillips wouldn't have taken the job if it required moving to Hollywood and leaving the flower garden in her native Everett, Washington.
Well, watching things grow is it's a great leveler. It keeps you sane. This is not the biggest thing in my life. I think it's magic, and I think it's wonderful, and it's what I love coming to work. But it doesn't take precedence over family or even my garden.
Phillips says her grandchildren love...
Seems like a nice lady, doesn't she?
She sure does.
Well-grounded.
Member of the family.
Up next, a barnyard animal with a sense of safety.
And why a magazine cover has upset readers in the city that never sleeps.
I get asked all the time why somebody like me, who belongs to the Nature Conservancy and the World Wildlife Fund, would work for Georgia Pacific, a forest products company. So I tell them it's because we believe the same things about the world we live in. At the mill where I work, we set strict environmental standards that a lot of times go beyond even the governments. Nobody made us. We just thought it was our responsibility.
Here are some more firsts where First Interstate Bank just can't help you. But there are firsts where First Interstate can be a big help, like helping you fix up your house to make it the home you really want. We'll do everything possible to help you with that. And because there's so many times when no one can help you, when it comes to banking, come to First Interstate Bank, and we'll go out of our way to help you, as long as we can.
What makes a Dairy Queen frozen Valentine cake so special? Because it's made with a sweetheart of treats, delicious Dairy Queen chocolate and vanilla soft serve, and a big hug of chocolate fudge and chocolate crunch. But the icing on the cake is you can get it decorated our way or your way. The Dairy Queen Valentine cake, the most delicious way you can say, "Be my Valentine." We treat you right. Dairy Queen.
Only one name in American luxury cars offers the safety of dual airbags on every model: Lincoln. And now, Lincoln Continental, the first American luxury car to offer dual airbag protection, announces the Safe Lease. Now, the safety of Lincoln Continental at just $399 per month with a 24-month red carpet lease. The Safe Lease on Lincoln Continental. For all the details, see your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Some New Yorkers don't believe love will conquer hate this Valentine's Day. A picture of a black woman and an Hasidic Jew embracing on the cover of the New Yorker magazine is causing controversy in the city. Pulitzer Prize winner Art Spiegelman painted the picture. He says his idea was to replace the conflict between African Americans and Jews with love.
A porker with a penchant for the phone put her family in a preposterous position. Police visited the Slameskis' home after receiving a 911 call from their number, but they didn't call. It turns out their 50-pound porker Willow did the dialing.
We went in there and the phone was off the hook and all messed up, and my daughter's stuff was all over, and we knew that Willow had been in there and placed a call.
They're not sure how Willow placed the call, but they're checking the phone bill for 1-900 numbers. My son did that the other day, 2 years old.
He didn't. The porker, though, probably punched it in, didn't dial it. I don't imagine.
Yeah.
Up next, A Star is Born.
And how a little Gresham girl sees her time in the spotlight.
laws of nature affect all bodies equally. And it becomes an uphill battle just to stay even. But these are new times. It all starts at Woodland Park Hospital. Call now to attend our free cosmetic surgery seminar.
Thick lenses? Well, lighten up. Slim Light lenses from Binions are up to 35% thinner and lighter than ordinary lenses. And now Slim Lights are $35 off with Binions coupons. See store for details and lighten up at Binions.
It was really big. Or, bigger than that. It wasn't like this. I mean, really big. Really, big. Stick with me on this, will you? Big. It was huge. It was gigantic. It was jumbo.
Don't let this one get away. It's the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show. Catch great tips from experts, new gear, hundreds of exhibits, and special attractions.
We're talking big.
It's the biggest catch around at the Expo Center, February 10th through 14th.
This was not small.
Early in the morning, very early in the morning.
The secret to winning is early in the morning.
Very early. First thing, right off the bat.
Well, we use 12.
12, yeah.
12 is a big number.
Very good.
It comes up all the time.
Consistent, pretty consistent.
You can count on it. He likes to play his birthday, and I like to play my birthday.
And I don't know why, but it's the same birthday.
We're not the double mint twins, we're the double win twins.
Introducing the new Subaru Impreza 4-channel anti-lock brakes. That's one channel for each wheel and one more channel than the Honda Civic.
A pint-sized Oregon native is appearing on the big screen tonight thanks to some Disney executives who think she has talent.
At a preview screening tonight in Portland, 6-year-old Mariah Milner of Gresham wanted to see herself in the film Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. The Margaret Scott Elementary School first grader plays Molly, who's rescued by 2 dogs and a cat.
I really enjoy getting like all dirty and stuff.
Do you get dirty in this movie?
Yeah.
And your mom can't say, don't do that, right?
Nah.
Mariah has a lot of support. Her family, friends, even her teacher attended tonight's preview. Her mom says she can continue acting as long as she's having fun. For a 6-year-old who, between licks of her ice cream cone, can recite a monologue,
Mother would say, Loretta, your hair looks like a rat's nest.
Mariah says she already knows what she wants.
I like to be a movie star when I grow up. I have to be a movie star when I'm little.
She wants it all. You can also see Mariah in the movies The Temp, Fade to Black, and Praying Mantis.
Like Ruth Ann in Northern Exposure, she has a unique voice.
Doesn't she? Little Minnie Mouse voice. She's a doll. Real
That's
cute.
the original of that movie is a good one, so the remake will have to live up to.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good night for now.
See you tomorrow.